All right, welcome back to the channel. Today is something a little bit different, I would say. Taking a break from making some of the arcade stick stuff, and I decided to just kind of do some around the house, very simple things. And I'm currently working on a project here in my basement, where I'm kind of renovating it and giving it kind of like this aesthetic that I've kind of had an obsession with for quite some time, because it reminds me of the good days of the early 2000s. That, I don't know, maybe some of you guys know it, but it's like that Y2K Frutiger Aero aesthetic, but geared more towards nature. And I thought, one of the things that I'm going to need a lot of in my basement is plants, because I'm a pretty big nature guy. I like me some outdoors, and I definitely like having houseplants around the house, because I always think it kind of boosts the atmosphere, makes you happier, And I thought, hey, why not make myself a flower pot out of aluminum? Something very simple. But there's this color of a spray paint that I really like. It's called like Seaside Blue. And I'll show you guys later, because I will be machining out just out of a big cylinder of aluminum, just a really simple pot, and then spray painting it that Seaside Blue color. So it's nothing really to talk about. I mean, I measured out the plant, which I got at Home Depot for a whopping $5. It's an orchid. I'm just gonna make this general dimensions, nothing really too crazy here. It is white, very pretty. Comes with this kind of plastic temporary pot, I guess you could say, made for a quick transplant, basically. So that's kind of today's mission. Nothing really too complicated. I will eventually talk more about, if anybody's interested in this, I'll talk more about like what aesthetic kind of I'm going for, and like what inspirations I took from, and how I'm kind of modifying it to kind of fulfill the need that I want personally. I know you can see some stuff in the backdrop from previous videos. Like I have the Korean tops that I made. These are the copper and brass ones, and those are the aluminum ones with double finishes up there on my shelf, just for display purposes. The speakers you see in the back, I also made the stands. Both of those are on, which are actually coincidentally painted Seaside Blue. And I made those specifically for these white Polk speakers, because I also happen to be pretty big into audio, and I think they look great. So I'm trying to add more of that blue into this basement, because I really do like the color. So stay tuned, and I'll show you guys a lot of the manufacturing process today. I think I'll start adding timestamps, because I know some people want to just see the manufacturing. And today also I'm going to be doing it on a machine that you guys haven't seen me use yet. It's an Akuma Genos LS250 2-E or something like that. I want to say it's something along those lines. I don't remember the name exactly, but it's really cool and bright. It's got a big window on it, so you can see the manufacturing process. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the final product. Okay, so this is the Akuma Genos L250 2-E. This is a significantly newer machine. It's a lot more precise and whatnot, and it actually comes with this big, nice window. So now when I machine out, I can actually show you guys the whole video of it, going through the process. So anyway, the basic tooling, like always, will be a nice insert. There's that big drill bore. I'm gonna relief it a little bit by drilling out a 1-inch hole. And that's pretty much it. I'll show footage of the actual machining. I'll clean out this window a little bit so it'll be nice and visible, and you guys might get a little bit of a show out of it. Okay, so here it is. Nothing complex, like I said, just a quick little test. I had to kind of run some sanding over it to get out some of the kinks from the second operation, to get it like nice and smooth, because halfway through I thought to myself, I think I might actually paint this with like an aluminum friendly coating. I'm thinking of this kind of like very watercolored blue, to kind of fit the general color scheme of my basement. But I guess we can do kind of just a little test to see if the orchid fits. So here's the base of the orchid. Obviously, I'm going to take this plastic out and just have the dirt raw in there, and I'll do, all the necessary things to make sure that the plant survives. But you can pretty clearly see that without the plastic, it'll fit pretty perfectly, because the plastic is surprisingly thick. I don't know if you can tell off the edges, but dirt-wise alone, it'll definitely get in there. So now I'm going to go home and kind of give you guys a nice little overview of what this potted plant looks like. I'm not painted, of course. Maybe I'll update this video later and show you guys the painted version at the end, but stay tuned for that. All right, so here it is, all spray painted in its glory. Coat came out nice. I gave it 24 hours to dry. I put on about 3 full coats. I want to say I got the bottom as well. I took the liberty of buying some little felt pads, to make sure, there isn't that kind of, metal on whatever sound that it's, grinding or whatever. I don't want to have the paint scrape or whatever. I want to keep it this nice kind of color. You guys can kind of see the texture. It's really interesting, how the spray paint has stuck to the aluminum. So yeah, now I'm just gonna pot it and give you guys kind of like a final visual of where it's gonna be standing, or at least its temporary place. And maybe you guys will see it in a future video of its more permanent location in my basement. So yeah. Just as a little aside, here is the kind of the base I made for the speakers. This is back when I had the water jets, so I would cut out these 2 pieces, and then I manufactured all these. These are actually all individual pieces. They're about 2.85 inches if I remember correctly, and I had this middle line to kind of make it seem like there was a pattern all the way down, and makes it look like it's one piece rather than it's multiple. And I think I kind of executed that pretty well, because it does look pretty concealed where they are screwed in together, I guess you could say. But I thought this design was kind of cool. Apologies for the panting. That's my dog, who is ready to play.